Okay, it's what we promised you, a recipe for dinner tonight, and we're talking about a ribeye with sprouts and bacon. There it is right there. We already cooked one, but we're going to make it for you and tell you exactly how you can do it at home. Chef Anthony Serrano is back with more. Good to see ya.
I'm excited.
I am too. We made guacamole earlier, but now you're making this steak.
That was for National Guacamole Day, which happens around once a week in my household.
Yeah, exactly.
But now I'm going to be showing you how to make a juicy ribeye and some Brussels sprouts with bacon.
I'm already so starving because the studio smells so good. How do you make the best steak?
So what I like doing is I start off with a scorching hot cast iron pan. Now you can use a regular pan, but the cast iron helps retain that heat. So you see how we got all this smoke coming? The oil is starting to shimmer. That means it's ready. You can use a instant read thermometer to see the temperature.
Can you show me this? I've never seen this before.
It puts a little laser on there, and our pan is 535 degrees.
All right, we're ready to go.
So we're gonna get our steak. We're gonna put it away from us so we don't burn ourselves. It's sizzling. I gotta tell you, I used olive oil and I had a little bit of bacon grease in here, just to really up the flavor.
Olive oil.
Now, when I do a steak, I actually, when it's a great steak like this, I like seasoning it at the end.
Oh,
so I don't put any salt, I don't put any seasoning right now, because what happens is if you use pepper or other herbs and seasonings on it, they'll actually burn on the steak.
Oh, that's
You'll
good
get
to
like
know.
little pieces of burnt on there.
How long are you going to let that
So we're going to let it go about 3 minutes on each side, and then give us a nice medium.
Okay, so while that's happening,
over here I already rendered our bacon. It's getting nice and crisp. And now I'm going to throw in these beautiful, lovely Brussels sprouts that are already halved and cleaned, so they're ready to go. And we're just going to put that in there with the bacon grease. And that's
with the bacon grease. That's key, right?
This is the way I get anyone to eat Brussels sprouts, is by adding lots of bacon to it.
I used to think, oh, Brussels sprouts, but oh my gosh, I'm telling you, like you said, if there's bacon, they are delicious.
And they are going to be a little bit on the tougher side. I like personally having that crunch, but you can also shred them real fine.
Okay.
And that it helps them cook a little bit or a lot faster, and you don't get that crunch and that strong aftertaste.
How long do you have to cook them in a pan like this versus baking them?
Well, baking them, it's gonna be a completely different cooking process.
Okay.
Right here, we're gonna do it. It's probably gonna take about 5 minutes cooking them like this. That oil is gonna help cook the outside, start softening it up. This one I do like to season in stages though. So we're gonna use a little of this fun seasoning on here. It's our organic steak seasoning. The steak here, so we're gonna let it continue to cook. See how we got all this marbling on there, all those little white specks? That is fat, but that actually adds a lot of flavor to the steak.
I'm telling you, yes, for sure. I like the steak like you show right here with the marbling.
And so what we're looking for when we're cooking it on high heat, I'm just gonna flip this twice. So I'm gonna let it go about 3-4 minutes, flip it on the other side, and then the steak's gonna be done. So
really?
A total
so this
of 6.
Is the final?
Yes, I only flipped it twice, because what you wanna do is you wanna get all this crunchy crust to it. That's called the Maillard reaction. So that's the amino acids in the steak and the sugars, and it's a chemical reaction that actually happens when you cook the steak, and you get that crunchy
looks so
outside,
good,
and you get a lot of that flavor.
And then with that, even better. Tell me what you do before we go.
So I actually do demos at the Walmart Neighborhood Market in Mesa, Arizona on Guadalupe Road. I'm there every Wednesday and every Saturday from noon until 4 p.m. cooking up stuff. If guests have questions, I'm there to answer them.
I love it. And of course, you were also part of the World Food Championship.
The World Food Championship. I'm one of the past champions.
I love it. All right, get help from Anthony, and you can go online to chefanthonyserrano.com. You see it right there on your screen, and make this steak for dinner tonight.